Hey Internet, my name is Sevi and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program on Wings. We are here with our Moho probe and we have already Moho inside. You can see it up here in the upper part of the video feed. And yeah, I've set up another small tiny correction burn I will perform right now before we approach at Moho. So let me just do this tiny burn. I will do it very slowly. And the next thing is, I'm thinking about, because I have only a tiny amount of fuel left in this research probe, I think I will try if I can somehow fly up to Eve I will do a burn at the Moho periapsis and hope that I can bring up my orbit up to Eve and maybe have an encounter there, but I'm not quite sure. At least if everything goes wrong, I think I have to transmit back the data, and so yeah, we will see what happens. I will now just set up a short maneuver node so I can estimate exactly here when I will have the encounter with Moho. So we can now see how Moho gets bigger and bigger as we are approaching it. We are only 2 hours away from it. And yes, Moho is getting bigger and bigger. It's almost looking like a moon right now. And let's get a bit closer to it. Okay, now we are almost before the Moho encounter. Only 1.5 minutes to go. Let's do another tiny little bit of time warp. Okay, now we have changed the sphere of influence. And now we can start at first to do some research. At first, mystery goo. The goo seems to be almost boiling. It writhers around the canister. Okay, and here, this is why I really like to recover it, because 80 to 24 signs. This is really sad, the huge loss. So maybe I can combine it with the Eve mission or so, if I'm able to bring it up to Eve, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's log the gravity data, and we have some gravity informations. I like to do a second because I have 4 instruments of each on my vessel, so log gravity data once more and keep it. Okay, very good. Yeah, the next thing is, as I said, I like to see if I can Moho periapsis 22 kilometers. I hope this counts as in space near Moho. Let's see if I'm able to do Eve. Set it as a target. No, where's my... Here. Let's see if I can raise it and if I can have an encounter with Eve and how much of delta V is needed. Okay, I have at least an intersection with Eve if I do so. So this would at least enable me, if I do some more corrections, maybe to have an encounter with Eve and to end up with my Moho probe at Eve. So I think this is the way I want to go, and I want to try it out. So let me just go back to our vessel view, because now we are approaching Moho and we can do it a little bit with time warp, so we can see there's Moho is getting closer, and I think this is now a good spot to start looking for our maneuver node. Let's turn the whole vessel around. Whoa. Okay, and set it this way. We are still a little bit out of the maneuver node. So are we already in near log gravity data, high space? Okay, we need to get a little bit closer to Moho. We can see here some fresh craters, some pretty old craters, so it's pretty interesting. I really would like to land on Moho, but it's quite hard to get down here and to get back from here because it's so close to the sun. And so it's at least a good thing to have our Moho Research Probe here to get the first data out of Moho. And maybe we have to just transmit it back home if we are not able to get an encounter with Eve, but at least we have some data gathered of Moho, and I can still think about what I want to do with it. And if I totally feel the probe is lost and I'm not able to have an encounter with Eve or to do anything else, I still can transmit it back home. Well, at least we have to, or at first we have to see if we are able to have an encounter or if we can raise our trajectory up to Eve. Because as you can see here, we are pretty low on fuel after we have done so many correction burns with this Moho Research Probe. And yeah, okay, let's start to go down. The sad thing is we are passing by on the nighttime side of Moho, so we are not having a really scenic view of the approach and the flyby, but at least we can have a flyby, and we are getting closer to this little planet very close to the sun. We are... Whoa, okay, the camera is changing. Why is the camera changing? Let's have a look. We are not crashing into Moho, aren't we? No, we are not crashing into it. Maybe the camera change means just we are now in near Moho space. Let's see. No, still in high space over Moho. Okay, camera. Yeah, the node is coming up. And we are... It looks like we are crashing into Moho. But I hope the computer is right and we are not doing something like this. Gravity, near space, okay. Let's keep the data for near space Moho. Let's do the same thing for the materials bay. The high radiation caused a few of the samples to glow. It looks like it would be fun to paint the rocket with it. Okay, let's keep this. And let's do a mystery. The ghoul feels right home here, okay. Then we can do another gravity scan. Let's keep it, and we can do some temperature scans, log temperature. Okay, and when should I start to do the burn? I'm almost there, log temperature. Okay, the sun is setting over Moho, log temperature. And I should start to do my burn, let's roll up. And log temperature for the last time. If I want to, because I'm arriving at Eve or so, I can still reset some things and keep them or transmit them or whatever. Okay, yeah, let's see if we have enough delta V in this space probe to raise its apoapsis up to Eve. While we are now having our closest flyby of Moho, we can literally look down and grab a rock or so. Well, we are still 26 kilometers above the surface, but this is still very close as we are doing our flyby, and we have used all of our experiments, so yeah, the mission was a partial success, even though we are pretty low on fuel, which makes it pretty hard to return the science. But this was a little bit expected, because already at the launch I wasn't sure if I have at least, or if I have enough fuel to fly up to Moho and to do anything. So yeah, it was still a win that we have arrived at Moho and that we were able to do some science. And yeah, we can celebrate it, that we were... Oh, and we can also celebrate that we are able to raise our trajectory up to Eve. And we still have almost no fuel left. Okay. Let's close this. Let's have a look outside here. What have we done so far? We have raised our apoapsis up to Eve. This is pretty good. So, can we... Wait. We are getting pretty close. What does this mean? Do we need to... would need to slow down a bit. Race. Okay, this is sad. We are getting pretty close on the next orbit, so we need to figure it out. At least it seems to be possible to have an encounter with Eve but I'm not quite sure if I'm able to do the correction burns with the amount of fuel left in it. And wow, this looks very scenic, as we can see here Moho, and as we can see our space probe in front of it. This is cool. Okay, yeah, we have a lot of time because we can, or can we, no, we need to have at least the first flyby. So we have 1 month of time or so until we can think about doing some corrections to get closer to Eve. Huh. Okay, we will think about this. The probe is not lost yet. And let's follow our probe a little bit with a time warp as it leaves Moho. Goodbye, Moho. It was nice to visit you. We had a lot of fun there. And there goes Moho. It was a very short visit. We had a very quick flyby of Moho. And we used gravity a bit to change our trajectory with some burn to raise it up to Eve's orbit. So this is pretty cool, and we have now at least an intersect with Eve's orbit. And now we need to figure out if we are able to somehow have an encounter with Eve, or to establish an encounter with Eve. Okay, but at first we want to leave the sphere of influence of Moho. Moho is getting smaller and smaller. And it was a success, yes. I'm pretty proud of my Moho probe, that it was already a success, that we have get some data of Moho, and we have done some science around Moho, and now we are back in orbit around the Sun. We have officially left the sphere of influence of Moho. Our first interplanetary mission was a success. Well, not the first interplanetary mission. We have already established an orbit with our Duna constellation. Speaking of the Duna constellation, what does the Duna supply do? Is it already in an orbit around... Wait. What? Set Duna... No. I don't want to Duna. Oh, okay. I just thought it has already an orbit around, or it has already reached the sphere of influence of Duna, but it hasn't. Okay. I was a little bit scared right now, but I think everything is okay. Let's switch over back here. I want to... No. Oh, I have already this spacecraft. I haven't changed this spacecraft. So, let's see once more. Set Eve as a target. Can I somehow influence this orbit by doing any changes to it? This doesn't help me at all. What would be needed if I want to... No. Here. If I want to do a change, I need to get it a bit in this direction. Huh? How much... Oh. 500 delta V would be needed, but this would bring us... Huh. We could have an encounter with Eve in 62 days for 517 delta V. But I don't think that 15 units of fuel is 500 delta V. Okay, I have some RCS, but I don't think that 80 units of monopropellant are 517 delta V. Okay, yeah, at least we have 26 days until this would happen, so I have a lot of time to think about and to plan or to do some experiments with maneuver nodes. So much about at first about our Moho Research Probe. We will come back to it later on, and now we have to do some Duna science, or not Duna science, but I want to go over to my Duna constellation, switch to, because the next thing which will happen is that we need to zoom in once more Durdo, Sidrim and Bering are still happy, or no? They're currently scared. Why are you scared? Everything is okay. You're still in orbit around around Duner. What do I wanted to do? Oh yeah, I wanted to prepare a bit, because in about 1 day or so we have the arrival of our supply mission, and so I did some experiments. I did some measurements from high, from high above from high above Duner, okay. So many different planets, okay, so I need to collect some data to free up the experiments. Before I will crash into the solar panels, I will just retract solar panel. What? No, not parachute. And to prepare a bit, Bering, our hero. You are our hero. You can switch on your lights and let go. Switch on your jetpack. Okay, we want to... Have we done... I'm not quite sure. Have we done some atmospheric analysis? No, I don't think so. We were able to do this. Okay, no, we haven't done anything like this. So you have to make some preparations and to make sure that the docking ports are okay so that we can rendezvous with our supply mission. And you have to now collect the data from your lander. Take data. Come on, take data. Okay. From high space over Duner. Okay, we have added the data. Let's fly back home to your capsule. And where is the hatch? Where is the hatch? Hatch, where are you? Where is the hatch? I think it's on the bottom side. Okay, there comes the hatch. There's the hatch. Very good. Let's float towards it and grab. Okay, board. Very good. Okay, so gravity scan added. Let's see. Reviewed stored data. We have gravity scan while in high space over Duner, and we have the EVA report. Okay, let's keep both. And we have our crew report while in high space over Duner. Let's keep it as well. This is very good. Okay, this thing is well prepared. I think the experiments should be... Why are you wobbling? Should be resetted. Seismic, gravity, temperature is reset. Okay, I've used one of these things. This is also good. Okay, and let's see. The fuel tanks. How will I do this? I will arrive here with such a big fuel tank. I can store almost every fuel that is left in the big fuel tank in here, and then let the supply mission crash into Duner. This would be an option. Okay, I think we can do something like this when the Duner mission will arrive here. So we are also very well prepared for this. After Bering had its EVA, we can extend our solar panels once more. Extend panels. And I think the next important thing is, on the one hand, we want to make sure, once more, I want to align a bit with what is coming next up. This thing is coming next up. I like to be well aligned with Ike, so I need to, what do I need to? I need to do it a bit this way, exactly. So it's a very tiny little burn to align us very, very exact with Ike. And then I like to lower my apoapsis a bit, so it's much easier to rendezvous with the supply mission when it arrives. But this will happen around the periapsis. So let me at first control from here. Oh, I'm already controlling from here. Okay, very good. So this is all preparation for the arriving Duna supply mission so that we can have our rendezvous very easy and that we are well prepared to do our landing without having the what was this, ravioli detector used. Okay, let's do a time warp, so we're getting to the maneuver node. Don't overshoot. Okay, we can do it a little bit faster, and now slow down a bit. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Let's turn exactly towards the maneuver node, and let's do the burn. Do the burn and stop. Okay, now we are, yes, we are well aligned with Ike. And now we need to add the periapsis. Let's have our maneuver node just here, and then we can eyeball it. In 17 minutes, let's do another time. Oh, Sidram is now smiling, and Bering is happy, and Dordo is also happy. Okay, they like to be in closer to Duna. Okay, this is okay. I'm totally okay with this. 6 minutes, 5. We have a little bit of a lag here as the textures are loading in, I think. Okay, we are pretty close, so I can only have a time warp of 10 times. This is still okay. Okay, 1 minute away from the periapsis. This is good enough. I want to turn toward the retrograde vector. Let's turn toward the retrograde marker. Turn around, turn around. Let's see it from the outside as we are turning around with the spacecraft. And like this, let's have a quick save just in case. Okay, now I want to do a burn because I want to lower my apoapsis right now. I don't really want to circularize my orbit. I just like to have it pretty close, so maybe like 60 to 40 or so. This would be pretty good. And this remains stable. This is good. Okay, come on. 43 to 60 would be pretty amazing if I can establish something like this. What about my fuel? Well, there's a lot of fuel from the lander, so this doesn't give me a good measurement. The Duna apoapsis goes down. This is pretty amazing. And the periapsis remains stable as planned and as expected. Okay. This is going very good. Come on, come on, come on. Go down. Or maybe I do it by 40 by 100. This is still good enough. So, then I'm still having some option to play around to have a good rendezvous with my upcoming supply mission. 100, okay, 40. I don't want to enter the atmosphere. So, this is pretty good. Now I have changed a bit my orbit. There's some fuel left. It's pretty hard. I think after I've returned this Duna constellation mission, I have to retire this driving section because, well, it was from the early days as I assembled it with several tiny tanks, and this isn't as good as having one large tank where it's pretty easy to see how much fuel is left. Here I have to check all the different tanks, and this is not so good. Okay, we have done all the preparations for the arriving supply mission. Let's have just a quick check. I want to go over to the supply mission. Well, let's have just a quick save before, and let's switch to the Duna supply. and zoom in. Because now what I'd like to do is to have a check. I have done all the... can we see already Duna? Can we see Duna? No, I don't think so. How much time is needed? 13 hours. 13 hours, okay. 13 hours and no Duna inside? Where should be Duna? Duna should be around there. Oh, there it is, okay. There is this tiny little red dot. This is Duna, okay. I have a Duna periapsis of 13,000, okay. This is good enough. So, yes, we are... switch back. We are well prepared. Bering, Dodo, and Sidrim are zoomed out. Are happy and looking forward for their supply so that they get finally their antenna and that they can do the landing on Duna. Yeah, so much about this. I think this wraps up today's episode. Oh, there's Ike. We have done our Moho flyby. We have raised the apoapsis of the Moho, or the trajectory of our Moho Research Probe up to Eve. So we could be able to have an encounter with Eve, but on the other hand, we have only almost no fuel left in this Moho Research Probe. So I don't think that we are able to establish an encounter, but I have to play a little bit around if I find a very efficient way to have an encounter or to change my orbit. Yeah, so much about this, I think. And then we have prepared also everything to rendezvous with our supply mission, which is only 13 hours away from encounter with Duna. Yeah, I think this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked my episode of... Oh, we can see Duna out of the window. I hope you liked my episode of Kerbal Space Program. If you do so, please do the usual YouTube stuff like liking, commenting, and becoming a subscriber if you haven't already. And I hope I see you again in the next episode when we have the arrival of our Duna supply mission and when we can transmit the first data from Duna. So yeah, a lot of exciting things are ahead of us. I hope you will join me in the next episode. Until next time, my name is Sebi. See you!